This time last year I was riding an e-bike across Tuscany. It was my first time riding any sort of e-bike, and although it was great fun, I haven't really ridden an e-bike since, even though I now own an e-mountain bike. And today I'm going to explain why. Last week, somebody called Madison Sinclair left a comment on the vlog I made about choosing bikes for heavier riders. Now, first off, I'll say that Madison Sinclair, you have the perfect name for a 1970s TV detective series. But apart from that, you asked a really good question. Basically, why don't I ride e-bikes? Now, I'll start off by saying straight away that I have absolutely nothing against e-bikes. In fact, I rather like e-bikes, and like I say, I even own an e-mountain bike, but I don't generally ride them. And that's basically because I don't need to. Once upon a time, I thought e-bikes were for people who couldn't ride regular bikes because of some kind of physical disability. And while okay, that's only half the story, since I've ridden an e-bike myself, I've come to realise that there's so much more than that. For me, the beauty of e-bikes is that they are enablers. So basically, if you don't think you're able to keep up with a particular group of riders or a particular person that you want to ride with, it will help you to do that. And if you're out and about riding and you come to a climb that might be a little bit intimidating or even a bit beyond your abilities, it will give you the confidence to know that you can actually get up that climb and get to the top without too much effort. And that, more or less, is the reason why, generally speaking, I don't ride e-bikes all that often. I ride mostly alone, so I don't generally have somebody that I need to keep up with. And the routes that I do are all pretty manageable, so I don't include climbs in there that I can't get up, or if I do, I've deliberately done it so that it is a bit of a challenge for me. The e-mountain bike that I own, I'll ride because it's a mountain bike rather than because it's an e-bike. I'll do off-roading from time to time, not all that often, I will admit, and seeing as I don't really have another off-road bike, I've got no choice. I'll ride the e-mountain bike. That doesn't mean that I'm not appreciative of the motor, because yeah, believe you me, off-road's a lot harder than on-road. Madison adds that if she goes on to buy an e-bike, she's concerned that getting used to riding it will stop her from wanting to ride a regular bike. And all I can say is, well, yes, that is the danger. And obviously when you switch over from an e-bike and the assistance that it gives you to a regular bike, you will feel a bit of a difference. But in my experience, I think people start riding e-bikes because they're not confident enough to ride a regular bike, and then once they get used to riding an e-bike, they start wondering how they would fare on a regular bike, and then they go ahead and they make the plunge and they start riding a normal muscle bike. If you're looking to get into cycling as a means of exercise, contrary to kind of the populist myth, you can get a reasonably good workout on an e-bike as long as you don't rely on the motor too much. I think the trick there is to get your workout and leave the motor for the times that you really need it. For the moment, I personally will be sticking with Leonardo power and the occasional rides on my e-mountain bike. But you know, if you fancy trying cycling and you are a little bit worried about not keeping up with other people and not managing it up the climbs, then an e-bike is an absolutely fantastic way to go. So there we go. I hope that answers your questions, Madison. Thank you for your comment and thank you for watching.